which was approved by the Food and Drug Administration in early 1998, is indicated for the treatment of erectile dysfunction, but may also improve healthy men's sexual performance. Initial sales of this drug were staggering, with doctors writing as many as 40,000 prescriptions per day. With such prescription volume, Viagra was on pace to become the best-selling drug in history. Urologists established waiting lists for men seeking appointments that would lead to prescriptions. At a Georgetown University clinic, the phone system was modified to press 3 for Viagra, creating a waiting list of more than 300.
The controversy surrounding insurance coverage of Viagra transcends private and public healthcare institutions. In July 1998, the U.S. Department of Health and Human Services notified state Medicaid agencies that they had to cover Viagra if their Medicaid programs covered prescription medications. The director of the American Public Welfare Association argued that Viagra, at $10 per tablet, would add $100 million to $200 million to Medicaid expenses across the country, and that to insist on coverage without consultation with the states was unacceptable. The head of the Healthcare Financing Administration responded that in 1990 law mandates coverage of any prescription drugs that has been approved by the Food and Drug Administration with few exceptions, which includes diet pills, smoking cessation products, and fertility treatments.
Suppose you work for a pharmacy benefit manager and clients are asking about your company's recommendation concerning Viagra coverage. What are the key ethical, political, clinical, financial, and equity issues to consider in deciding whether to cover Viagra? What is your recommendation and why?
Hey Jeff, good to see you.
How's it
I'm
going?
Dr. Ryan. Good, good. So you look pretty down today. What's going on?
Yeah, lately I've been really down. More than one front. It's really hard for me to say this, but the only thing sticking up these days are my hair.
Oh, that's no good. Well, it seems like you got one of the major symptoms of erectile dysfunction.
I assumed.
So I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll start you on a prescription of Viagra. How's that sound?
Great, but how much does it cost?
I don't know. It might not be covered by your insurance.
Why wouldn't it be covered?
You know what? I'm not 100% sure. Let me contact my pharmacy benefits committee. Alright team, so is Viagra covered?
It really depends on what insurance company they use, because there's a lot of issues that we need to discuss.
Alright, so Kanisha, what are some of the issues?
Well, Ryan, some of the clinical issues are that currently there are a lot of prescriptions prescribed without screening, and also there's no definitive lab test to determine whether a patient really has erectile dysfunction. So the doctor has to depend on what the patient says, and this can lead to misuse of the drug.
Another issue to take into consideration is equality among patients. For example, for people with the same exact insurance plan, some people may be able to afford Viagra even if it isn't covered, where others may not be able to pay the cash price.
While government funding for Viagra is a controversial political issue, many people believe that the tax dollars dedicated to Medicaid should not go to pay for lifestyle drugs, only drugs absolutely necessary for good health.
So are there any ethical issues, Danny?
Yes, there are. If insurance companies don't cover it, will that prevent a couple from having children? Another thing we need to consider is that will it lead to other medical conditions such as depression? It's a medical issue, and it's about having a part of the body not function the way it's supposed to. Covering 5 to 6 pills is fair enough. It's not excessive, but it still gives them a part of their life back. Most insurance companies will cover about 5 to 6 pills per month, and if the patient wants to have any more, they would have to pay cash.
Alright, yeah, that sounds like a good recommendation. So, alright, I'll go talk to him. Thank you guys. Jeff, great news. Looks like your insurance is going to pay for a few of them.
That's huge news.
Perfect. So, looks like after that you have to pay for them out of pocket. But those first couple should last you. They should really kickstart, get rid of your symptoms for you.
How many am I going to get a month?
5 or 6, depending on your individual plan, you would have to call them.
I also heard about a penile suppository that I could possibly pick up.
That is one of the alternatives. I don't know if it's any cheaper, but it's a lot more painful, so that's your call.
So what are the side effects of Viagra?
Well, you have good cardiac health, so there's no risk factors there. But if you do have an erection lasting more than 4 hours, you should give me a call, because it can cause permanent anatomical damage and things like that.
How permanent?
Very permanent.
Wise man once told me, everything's better with Coke.